DreAllDay.com.
What up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Welcome here to Q&A number 77, which I do every week here on this channel. I respond to questions that y'all left on the previous week's Q&A. So all I'm going to do in this video is very simple. I'm going to look at Q&A 76. All the comments from that video, I'm going to read them, respond to them, and as I'm recording this video will become Q&A 77. You want to hear me respond to a question you got. If it's a good, useful question, I'll read it and reply to it in Q&A 78. You just leave your question in the comments to this video. So we ain't gonna waste no time because I'm hungry and I got food heating up right now. So you're gonna hear the beep in a couple minutes, but I'm gonna go through these questions. We're gonna get through these. Hope y'all ain't ask me nothing dumb, so we can get to some good questions here, and then we're gonna be done with this and we can move on to the next video, the next week, the next everything else. So let's get right started with Mr. Slapside. He said he is first. What's up, bro? What's up, Mr. Slapside? Congratulations. JR the Truth said, Dre, you try to use an ice tub? Have you ever used an ice tub at the practice or a game? And do you think it helps, or is it BS? I've never actually used an ice tub on a regular basis. I do think it helps because you can just look at the science behind it. If you want to know what the science behind it is, I suggest you Google it and look it up, since you're on the internet right now watching this video, so you can get the information. Then what you need to do is go try it yourself so you can see if it helps you. Because something might help me if I do it, but it might not help you if you do it. So you got to go see what works for you and not get all secondhand information. If you really want to know something truthfully, honestly, 100%, you got to go do it, not get information from what somebody else says. I don't care who that person is. Next question. Yes and Kip says, can I stream the 1 million tournament games, the TBT tournament games that I've been talking about for the last couple months, which is in Philly in July, because he can't get there to watch? Well, I'm not going to personally stream them, but the tournament itself is going to be streamed on the website, which is called thetournament.com. Next question. Dre Mosley says, you my guy, and I fucks with you, but that booger in your nose is killing me, LOL. So I guess I didn't blow my nose before I did the video last week. And it's funny, actually, I saw that after I had did it, but I wasn't redoing it, so it is what it is. That's the thing when you do 4,000 plus videos on YouTube, shit happens. So I appreciate you pointing that out. Now we on to the next video, so hopefully my nose is clean today. Next question. Demetrius Limpesis says, how can I overcome slumps? Because when they happen, they make me lose my motivation. Well, you just need to keep going, because you don't overcome a slump. The slump kind of happens. You do overcome a slump. You just keep playing, and then the slump is over. So that's how you overcome it. You just keep playing. Isis Sajrani says, Dre, I got a question for you. Every time I play against stronger and taller defenders, I have problems because they get near me. I can't get by them. What should I do? What you should do is, first of all, work on your game so you never focus on the opponent. You make the opponent focus on you. And the second thing you need to do is go check out the video that I already made addressing this question. I probably made about 13 videos addressing the same question, because players keep asking the same thing. But if y'all ain't listening, then you're never going to get the information. You can keep asking me the same stuff. So what you need to do is listen to what I said in that video. If you didn't know about it, now you know, so now you're responsible for the information. Next question. KCI says, can lifting dumbbells make you shorter? No, KCI, I've seen you in comments for several videos, so you should know better than to ask me something dumb like that. Austin Bellinger says, do you have to give up soda completely to lose body fat? I don't know if you have to. I don't study that stuff. I'm not a nutritionist, but I would suggest that since you're thinking about it, then why don't you just try it and find out. Next is James Strofolino. Says, do you listen to rap? And if so, who's your favorite rapper? Of course I listen to rap. My favorite rapper is 50 Cent. Cameron Birdset says, Dre, how do you beat a half-court trap that happens in all our games and is really frustrating? You probably could ask your coach. If you play on a team that's getting half-court trap, that must mean the other team has a coach, which means your team probably has a coach. So go to your coach and figure it out. And if you happen to be the coach, Cameron, what you should do is call another coach and ask them for some advice on how to beat a half-court trap. Or you go to the library and check out a book on basketball offense, which will have diagrams of how to beat a half-court trap. Or you go on YouTube, which you're already on, and look up plays for basketball coaches. Or go buy on Amazon or iBooks a book on plays that a basketball coach can diagram. All that information is out there. It's 100% free, most of it, and it's all available to you. And you can probably afford it even if it ain't free, since you got whatever you watching this video on, whatever device that costs way more than a book or some information will cost. So you can go get that information. I'm not a coach, so I'm not the one to tell you how to beat a half-court trap. But I can tell you that there is a way for you to do it, and that information is available at your fingertips right now because you're on the internet. So go get it. Now you're responsible for it. Mr. Steve Blazer says, I'm 5'5". I understand if I don't grow enough over the summer that I had to play point guard. Are there any tips on being a good point guard without setting picks, with setting picks, telling people where to go, passing when I should score myself? I really want to make it good when I try out for the JV next year. Well, yes, the number one tip is you need to work on your game, because I can't sit here and tell you, oh, well, if this happens in the game, you should pass, and if this happens, you should score. If it was that simple, everybody would be doing it, and everybody would be great at basketball. But not everybody's doing it. Not everybody's great at basketball. As a matter of fact, most players are not good at all at basketball. So if you want to not be part of that group, you want to be part of the players who can play, first thing you need to do is focus on working on your game, developing your skills as much as possible, and then applying your skill, which means going and playing in games where you may not be great at first, but the only way you're going to get better is by continuing to apply your skill, which means learning on the job, which means playing. Maybe you're going to take some losses. Maybe you're going to make some turnovers, get scored on, get the ball stolen from you, get dunked on, not score any points in the game, whatever the situation is that you think would be terrible. You're going to have to deal with those in order to get better. That's the only way you improve in basketball, and that's the reason why most players never improve. They spend their whole lives talking about it and asking about basketball in the comments because they never want to put themselves in a position to fail. Well, if you want to succeed, you must put yourself in a position to fail, and you will fail no matter how good you are. That's the only way you get better. So that's what you need to go do. Emmanuel Tavares says, is it a good idea to play pickup ball or just train? It's a good idea to do both. And somebody had responded to the question. I'm going to have to remove him. Listen, do not respond to anybody's question in this Q&A. That's why I'm the one answering the question. So if you got the answers, you start your own Q&A. Next question. I'm Complex says, Dre, I'm 5'3" or 5'4" tall, and he plays point guard and shooting guard. I'm going to high school next year. My jump shot's okay, but every time I dribble, the ball gets stolen from me. And every time I drive, it gets blocked, or I throw up a crazy shot that doesn't go in. Are there any tips or programs that can help me with my ball handling or driving? Yes. Go to hoophandbook.com. Hoop, H-O-O-P, handbook, HANDBOOK.com. I got 100+ programs on that website that will help you with your ball handling, that will help you with your driving, your finishing, your shooting, your post moves, your footwork, your body, your conditioning, your strength, everything. We got programs for everything that a basketball player needs. All you got to do is go get a program and do the work. Read the descriptions on each program. It describes exactly what's in each one so you know what you're getting before you get it. Then work on your fucking game. Next question. Carlos Ramirez says, I recently started practicing my handles, and I had back soreness a few days after, the next days after I work on my handle. Is it normal to have lower back soreness when first training? I flex my core like your video recommends. Yeah, it's normal that it's going to happen, Carlos. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you are doing basketball. Well, it has something to do with basketball. The fact that you're in that certain position where you're leaning over, if you're not used to doing that, then of course it's going to be soreness. If you do anything with your body in a repeated type of motion, and you're not used to doing it, your body's not conditioned to do it, you're going to be sore. So if you go and stand up all day, you stand up for 20 hours in a day, and you're not used to standing up for 20 hours all day, then your legs will probably be sore the next day just because your body's not used to doing it. It doesn't have anything to do with necessarily basketball. So you're doing a new movement, yes, you're going to be sore. Tyrone Smith. I'm 6'7", I'm 14 years old, I'm a decent player. I can defend every position except point guard. Any tips on defending the point guard better? Yeah, play against more point guards and keep getting scored on, or keep getting blown by or crossed over, or whatever's happening to you that makes you say you're not good at it, and eventually you'll start to get better. You'll force yourself to get better because you had to fail in order to succeed, like I talked about earlier. And next time you play against a point guard who's scoring on you really well, or you can't defend them, after the game, go up to that player and ask them how you can be better on defense. They will tell you. Next question, James Ward. I recently bought a weighted basketball to work on my handle and passing. Can I recommend any drills to do with a weighted basketball? Yes. Do the exact same drills you would do with a normal basketball. With the weighted basketball, that added resistance will make you stronger. Raptors Express says, Dre, do you remember when you first started to take working on your game serious, and if so, when? Yes, I do remember it, and actually I wrote it down. It's in a book. It's called Buy a Game. You can read it for free on my website, dreallday.com. Next, Nathaniel. So I had basketball tryouts soon. I was wondering, what's the best way to sprint and dive quicker on the court? Just sprint and dive quicker on the court. You want to be quicker, go do it. You want to play faster, you got to practice faster. So if you got time to practice before basketball tryouts, start practicing sprinting and diving faster, and you'll be doing it. Awesome Kid. So you answered my questions a few weeks ago. You gave me a short answer about consistency. I guess it was my fault because I wasn't very descriptive. He has more that he says, but let me respond to that. First of all, no, it wasn't your fault, awesome kid. It's just because my answer doesn't have to be as long as your question. So just because you write me a paragraph don't mean I'm going to respond with a paragraph. Most of the time, people's questions come down to something very simple, but they give me this long paragraph because they think that's going to get them a longer answer. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes a short question leads to a long answer. So it's not really about how long your question is. It's just about what you're really asking me. A lot of the information I don't even need. But let's see what he has to say. He says, the past 4 or 5 years, I practice basketball drills, I play in games, but the more I do this, the worse I get. I'm getting frustrated, I'm trying to get better, but I'm not getting better. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not sure if it's fatigue or anything like that. I used to be good. Do you have any advice, or has this ever happened to you? All right, the first thing you need to do is stop with all the negative self-talk, because that's the reason why you keep getting worse. So it has nothing to do with the basketball, it has nothing to do with fatigue, it has nothing to do with anybody else, it has nothing to do with the drills, it has nothing to do with your lack of information, it has all to do with your mindset and the negativity that you keep. So you keep recreating the negativity by saying these negative things. If you're typing them here on YouTube, that means you're thinking them in your mind every single day, you're saying it to yourself all the time. And it's funny, I was just listening to this guy who's a business leader in a business that I know about, and he had just said this. I just heard him talk, and he said, this research he had done, he didn't make this up, this research he had done, that 95% of the thoughts that people have every single day, because the human brain processes 50,000 thoughts a day. 95% of them are the exact same thoughts we repeatedly say to ourselves every single day. So only 5% of our thoughts are new things we think every day. 95% of things we say to ourselves over and over and over again. That becomes our dominant mindset. Now 80% of those thoughts, most of the time for a lot of people, are negative. And that's where they get all these negative thoughts, negative thinking. So when it comes to basketball, you have these negative thoughts you keep repeating to yourself over and over and over again. I'm not getting better. I keep getting tired. I do all these drills and I'm not seeing any improvement. It's going on for years. I don't know what else to do. It's really frustrating. I don't have any skills. And guess what? When you go on the court, you know what your body's going to do, exactly what your mind is telling it. Not get better, get frustrated, get tired. Keep doing the drills, but not see any improvement. Be frustrated, be angry, and have no idea what to do. So all you're doing is recreating it. The more you do that stuff, the more it just keeps happening. And you're going to keep coming back to me and asking me questions. I'm telling you what to do right now. It has nothing to do with basketball. So put the basketball down. Stop with the negative self-talk. You are destroying yourself right now. You're the reason why you're not good. If you want to get better, it has nothing to do with the drills. It's not about YouTube. It's not about Hoop Handbook. It's not about buying a program. It's about you changing your mindset. And if you want to work on that, the first thing I suggest you do, it doesn't even have to do with picking up a ball. Go pick up one of my books on Amazon called The Mirror of Motivation or The Mental Handbook. Just go to Amazon and search my name. You'll see those books. I got another book called The Super You, which is all about confidence. And if you don't want to read me, go to my website, dreallday.com, click on the recommended reading list under the guides and tips page, and you'll see all the books that I recommend about mindset for especially young and developing athletes. Sounds like you need to read the entire list. So do that first. And after you read that whole list, I guarantee your whole basketball performance will turn 180 degrees. Next question. Actually, hold on. All right, that's it. Jonathan Hang says, have you ever heard of Pro Shot Shooting System? If not, you should YouTube them. I use it, but I want to hear your opinion on Pro Shot Shooting System. If you want to hear my opinion on Pro Shot Shooting System, you should watch the Q&A I did. 2-part Q&A with Coach Paul Hoover from Pro Shot Shooting System. And also notice that I give away their handbook, 150-page ebook guide for free on my website, dreallday.com. So that's my opinion. Next, TJ's World says, besides yourself, who's had your biggest impact in your basketball career? You should also read my book, Buy a Game, dreallday.com. Next, Swag Nuggets says, Dre, do you think it's good to separate my training, like do ball handling in the morning, shooting in the evening, because it gets really hot out there in the afternoon? Well, what the hell does that have to do with what you're doing? Ball handling and shooting are both going to make me sweat. I don't know what you're doing when you're training, but if it's hot, it's still going to be hot no matter what you do. If you're training, you're probably going to get your body temperature up. You're probably going to sweat. You're going to feel fatigue. So if hot is the challenge, then get some Gatorade, get some ice cold water. I don't know, work out at night when it's not so hot. If hot is a challenge, then don't work out when it's hot, or find some things to combat the heat. But ball handling and shooting, separating the two is not going to change the fact that it's hot outside. So I don't understand exactly what you're asking me about. Samson says, are you going to attend this year's NBA Summer League? My NBA Summer League this year is TBT, $1 million basketball tournament, July 17th through 19th at Philadelphia University in Philadelphia, PA. If you can't be there, you can live stream it on the website. Chur Bro says, what do you think of Steven Adams? I don't think anything of Steven Adams. I know who he is. I know who he plays for. But besides that, I don't really have an opinion. John Brand says, these comments stay dumb. LOL. Well, some of them are, some of them ain't. Next, Denzel says, why do guys have to be cocky to be confident? How can I be confident without being cocky? I'm a very humble person, but I feel like I let it slow me down. But I don't want to be looked at as an asshole. What should I do? The first thing you need to do is eliminate all these self-limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs are going to keep you stuck in a neutral zone of nothingness right now, because you're saying two opposite thoughts. You have two opposite thoughts in your head right now. Human brain can't work like that. So you have two opposing ideas. All it's going to do is sit there in analysis paralysis trying to figure out, should I do this or should I do that? But if I do this, then this might be negative. But if I do this, then this might be negative. And all you're going to do is just sit there and you know what? All this time's going to pass and you're going to do nothing. So what you need to do, so let's break down your question. First of all, you say, I want to be confident, but I don't want to be too confident because then people will think I'm cocky. But I don't want to knock down my confidence because then it slows me down. I won't play my best. Well, which one do you want? Do you want to play your best or do you not? Do you want to be confident or do you not? You're saying that you don't want to be too confident because you're worried about what other people will think about you. So basically, fear is your problem. You're afraid of what other people are going to think of you. And if you're afraid of what other people are going to think of you, you will never achieve anything in life, because when you achieve things in life, they're going to be people who didn't achieve, and they're going to say and think negative things about you, not because they think that really, but because your success is a reflection of their lack of success. So if you're afraid of being confident, you'll never be confident. You'll just keep knocking yourself down. It's basically self-sabotage of every success you have or could possibly be having or are possibly approaching, because of that negative mindset you have in your mind. You're holding two opposing thoughts here. I want to be great, but I don't want to be that great because people are going to think something is wrong with me. You got to eliminate that. That's the number one problem you have. Eliminate that, and then you won't have to worry about, do people think I'm cocky, if people think I'm too confident, or I don't want to be too confident. But if I'm not too confident, it slows me down. Forget all that. Do what it is that you want to do and worry about people never. Not later, not second, not third, but never. Next question. Harris says, I recorded myself working out and playing pickup games, and I realized that my movement is funny and odd with the basketball. The funniest thing is my jump shot. I looked at other dudes on my team who have played for their whole lives. Some of them play professionally, and their movement is very smooth. Maybe it's because I've only played for 2 years. What is wrong with me? Do you have any thoughts? It's not just because it looks bad that my percentage goes down. It's not just because it looks bad. I think that my percentage goes down. I hope that makes sense. Well, Harris, first of all, if you're worried about how you look, and you should become a fashion model or a figure skater, because those are professions where someone's judgment of how you look matters. In basketball, it doesn't actually matter. All that matters in basketball, the great thing about it, is it's black and white. When you shoot the ball, either it goes in and you get points, or it doesn't go in and you don't get points. At the end of the game, one team won and one team lost. It's black and white. There's no part of basketball in which you are judged as a winner or a loser, a success or a failure based on how you look. So if you're focused on how you look, I'm really not the person to answer that question. At the end of the game, all that matters is, did you win or did you not win? When you shoot, all that matters is, did it go in or did it not? So if you're focused on how you look, you filmed yourself to worry about how you look, I don't know who you should ask, but it's not me. Next question. Johnny Football says, I need some advice. I play a lot of rec center ball because it's the off season. Sometimes I play people that play casually, but they're trying to make a team like I am. So it's a trend that one guy holds my arm back so I can't handle with that arm. Then I had to run up the court with one hand. How can I prevent this? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Johnny Football, but I think if someone's holding your arm and you don't know how to prevent it, then you probably need some help that's a little bit more basic than some basketball player talking to you in a YouTube video. Next question. Voss Boy. All right, Voss Boy, he actually didn't ask a question. Kevin says, Dre, summer basketball camp's around the corner. I'm reluctant to go because last year I went and I made a fool out of myself the first couple days. So I guess that means he didn't play well. That was because at the time I had just started playing ball, but now I've grown and improved a lot as a player. But that memory I had last year is holding me back. What should I do? What you should do is get rid of that memory from last year, show up and prove that you got better as a player. What'd you work out all year for? To not play ever again? Are you going to play or are you not? You need to make that decision and then act on that decision. I'm not going to motivate you to go do it. Either you're going to do it or you're not. Because if I had to motivate you to go play, then next time you have a setback, you know what you're going to do? Come back to me and want me to motivate you again. That's not what I'm here for. I'd rather inspire you so that you find it inside of yourself instead of having to find it in me. So if you need some more help with that, go look at my motivational video playlist. I got 2 of them. There's over 300 videos there. Watch every single one of them until you find the one that works for you. There's a reason why I record so many videos, because one idea, one thought, one way of expressing it might not work for everybody. It might work for 20 people, but what about the other 3,000 or the other 90,000? That's why I make multiple videos, because one of those is going to touch one of you in a way that's going to make you do what you got to do. So you need to figure out which one that is. I've already done all the work by recording all this shit and writing all this stuff. So now you got to go find the one that works for you. And if you want to read something, places I already mentioned, recommended reading list on my website, dreallday.com, under the guides and tips section. And also on amazon.com, you can read my books, Mirror Motivation, Mental Game, The Super You. And on my website, buy a game, which you can read for free. Anthony Titus says, how come you stopped doing the hoop sessions? What hoop sessions? I only did one hoop session, so it wasn't plural, it was only one. So I didn't stop doing them because it was only one. There wasn't any them to stop. Jesse Wisner says, in your opinion, will a player see better results? And by better results, he means greater improvements in their essential skills such as ball handling, footwork, post moves, etc. if he switches the drills they work on every week or so, or if they keep doing the same ones over an extended period of time. Keep up the good work. Your videos inspire me. Well, you can do both. Jesse, you could do a lot of the same drills over and over and over again. Like I say, the simple ball handling drills, you should do those every single day for 5 years. The exact same series of drills every single day for 5 years. And as far as the other drills, I mean, you look at my videos, you see me doing different drills different days. Some days I do one drill, some days, then the next day I'll do a completely different drill, then another drill, another drill, another drill. I might not do the exact same drill again, and it might be a year before I do the exact same drill, but I might do a dribbling move that ends in a jump shot from 20 feet from the left corner, and I might do a different dribbling drill, but it still ends in a jump shot from 20 feet in the left corner. Then I do the exact same dribbling drill, but it ends in a drive to the basket with my right hand, then the exact same move with a drive to the basket and a Euro step with my left hand. So there's ways you can mix and match them so that you're doing the same stuff but different stuff at the exact same time, and I've shown that, thousands of examples of that in my videos. Antoine Dodson says, what would be a good breakfast before running in the morning? I would suggest you find foods that are high in carbohydrates, because those give you energy, to kind of fuel for you. So since you're going to be running, you're going to need fuel and energy. And foods that are also easily digestible at the exact same time. So that'll be stuff like green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, arugula, things like that. If you're looking at fruit, I would suggest something like an apple, a pear, or a banana. But those are only what I know. There are probably a bunch of other suggestions, not suggestions, a bunch of other solutions that also fit the criteria that I said, and you can easily Google that and get the information. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for coming through with the questions. Q&A number 77 is a wrap. I'm about to eat because I'm extremely hungry. So thank y'all for coming through with the questions. You got a question you want me to address, make sure it's a good one. Leave it down here in the comments of this video, and I'll get to y'all next week. Work on your fucking game. DreAllDay.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day.